and we also have Detention Officer Angelica Hernandez. Angelica?
Angelica.
Okay.
Yes, good morning.
I'm always going to be, 50-50 on that one. All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about the Explorer program that is available through the Yuma County Sheriff's Office.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
The Yuma County Sheriff's Office does have a volunteer program for our local youth. So we have one of our leaders here, Ms. Angelica Hernandez. She was a detention officer. She's now a forensic investigator.
Oh, yes. Forensic investigator.
Yes. So she's one of the 4 leaders right now who assist in directing the youth of our Explorers program. So she's going to talk a little bit about the requirements and the activities that they get to do as an explorer.
Okay, this is awesome because we see our explorers throughout the Yuma community at different events and stuff, but people might not realize that's what they are. So
they really don't. They just see the polos with the sheriff's office logo and they think they're just kind of following us around, but
they serve a purpose.
They do. They're very, very helpful, very smart kids.
All right, well, tell us about some of the requirements, Angelica.
So some of the requirements are, of course, you'll need to be enrolled in a formal educational program or have your GED because we do accept Explorers 14 to 20. They have to maintain a C average in school. That is very, very important. Whenever we see a kid falling behind, we have them focus on their schoolwork.
I believe the same applies for athletics or extracurricular activities through the schools.
It should, yes. Of course, they have to be a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident or alien or residing full-time in the United States. They can't have any felony convictions or serious criminal convictions. And they can't be involved with any gangs, drugs, or illegal activity, of course. They have to have good moral character, strong sense of commitment and discipline. If they don't, they will learn.
Yeah.
And of course, they have to pass a little background investigation with us. And they have to attend the Explorer meetings and be willing to volunteer their time when they do. That's pretty much it. I mean...
And I like the parameters that you have set because you're creating role models. They're going to be out in the community. They're going to be wearing your logo, those types of things. So that's why all of this kind of goes into it. Again, a lot of people are looking at them when they're out in the community, and they would be great role models to other kids out there. So, I mean, it's important that you look at those things when you are looking for candidates for it.
Right. It's a very good program.
It is, and like we mentioned, we've seen them at several different events, and they're not simply just following our deputies around. They're doing a job out there. Give an example of some of the capacities in which our explorers have been utilized.
One big one is Midnight at the Oasis. They help with parking. They deal with the public. If they have any complaints, they're able to handle themselves and communicate with each other. It's really awesome because a lot of these kids that we get, they're very quiet, very timid, and then they learn to kind of socialize and kind of be that authoritative figure. So it's really great to watch them bloom. But with the Midnight at the Oasis, with the parking instructions, sort of stuff like that, yeah.
And that event brings in thousands and thousands of people over the course of the Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the event. So they are really kind of put to the task out there.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
So what kind of things are they going to learn in this program?
Well, they learn anything about law enforcement. Aside from discipline and social skills, they learn things like, tactical building clearances. When they pull over people, if they were a law enforcement officer, how they would go about that, the questions they would ask. We've even had kids shadow our dispatchers.
Oh, wow.
So they learn everything law enforcement. It's not just, events.
And we have a lot of these youngsters that end up pursuing a career.
Our captain from 2 years ago actually is in the Air Force now.
Oh, wow.
So it's really neat. It kind of gives them that little push to kind of do more.
Yeah, pursue something a little bit
Yeah,
higher than even just school, too. It's a different option.
Yes, exactly. We had one also that now works for the Yuma Police Department also. So they venture out. They learn a lot.
Don't forget our major was an explorer.
Right. Our major was an explorer.
Wow. So it could really open the doors. Once they get in there and see what it's like, it could be a career opportunity if they choose to do that, when they're old enough. So how does one go about getting their child involved? How do they apply?
Well, if they go online to the Sheriff's Office page, there is a section on there for explorers, and it lists all of the information. It even has all of the advisors' names and email addresses. So they can either call the sheriff's office or they can email one of us.
And again, ages 14 through 20?
Yes.
All right. And is there any type of like Explorer Academy they will go through?
There used to be one that we used to send them to. Unfortunately, we don't have enough attendance right now
Okay.
to kind of have an academy, but that's really something we want to work towards.
Is it something that might be ideal for someone during the summer?
Well, we have classroom. A lot of it is classroom.
Okay.
We do have an indoor gym for the sheriff's office, so of course, if they had to do any sort of scenario stuff like that, it would be inside.
Okay. Well, great information. Again, we've seen them throughout the Yuma community. Not just the events; they're out there working and they're learning an amazing skill set too. If it's something they wish to pursue once they graduate high school and want to go down that path. But again, I know we've had many come out of our community, and they have opted to go into law enforcement. But again, many opportunities right here. Again, if you go to the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, it's under the Explorer tab.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very introductory course, very hands-on. There's always an instructor there to assist them during the classroom time, and they also go to the gym afterwards with the officers and get to work out, and they get to practice their defensive tactics and stuff like that. So they meet every other week, so it's not too straining on a schedule. So especially because summer is out,
Exactly.
if you don't have your youth doing anything on a Monday night from 6 to 8, definitely take a look at the Explorers program to see if that's something that your child would be interested in.
That's a good opportunity. That's why I was thinking too, if you have the teens that are looking for something
yeah.
to do over the
And it's
summer.
going to look great on their resumes once they start applying for jobs. There's scholarships available. It'll look great on scholarship applications as well. Any type of volunteerism at a young age would look great on any type of for a future reference.
Makes an impact for sure. Again, and they're doing great things too. They're providing again help that we need within our agencies too. All right, well, Angelica, forensic investigator Angelica Hernandez, you are going to pick our second winner for our Rad Dad contest.
Ooh, okay.
All right. All right.
I'm so excited.
We're shaking them up. All right.
Dig in there. There's a whole bunch. All right.
Okay. Do you want me to
No,
have it
you
too?
can go ahead. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it
Let
might
me
be
see because
a letter or picture. We're not sure. Ooh, it's
All
a
right.
letter.
this is from Alicia, Astrid, Bella, and Athena Rose, and it's
Aw.
about their dad, Anthony Santander. It says, I would like to nominate my best friend and fiance, Anthony. We've been together for 8 years. We have 2 beautiful girls, 3 years old and 8 months old. I know how much he sacrifices for us every day, working out in this Arizona heat. He still comes home and puts the biggest smile on our girls' faces. They are truly daddy's girls. I know he would do anything for them and for me. He helps me in many ways, cooks, cleans, helps with the girls' needs. I know I may not show it, or maybe the girls are too little to understand, but we do value everything he does for us every single day.
Aw, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Anthony. He is
All
our
right.
second winner for our Rad Dad contest.
Yes, we will get you all the information so you can come claim your prize.
We sure will. All right, we're going to be talking about dispatch opportunities next with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. Want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
there. All right, today in Yuma it is brought to you Allen Barnes & Jones Law Firm, where they understand that in these financially challenging times, you may be searching for the light at the end of the tunnel. They're here to help with your personal or your business bankruptcy needs. Just give them a call and they can set up a free consultation and discuss the options available to help lead you to a fresh start. Call 783-2161.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialist is locally owned and operated, offering general pest control, termite treatment and inspection, pigeon extraction, safe humane wildlife relocation, and disinfecting services. You can find all the details on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even book on Amazon.
Intellicris Plasma reminds you donors help save lives and you can be part of the solution, and you could earn over $1,000 with 10 donations. Just visit gripplesplasma.com for additional details.
Everyone knows State Farm for insurance, but they are so much more. Have you tried their banking or mutual funds? Call Kathy Nitzy State Farm for details at 344-9442.
It is Today in Yuma. We'll be back after the break on Z93 and Outlaw Country. We're going to take our Village and Pizza Parlor selfie out in the courtyard. We'll have you, we'll do dispatch and patrol. We'll bring you both in too, Tanya.
You want me and her with you guys, and then those two together?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Those two over there. It all leads to the same spot. Sometimes it's a little easier.
I don't see her.
I don't think I'm going. I think they're doing that. I get the next one.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, do the next one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much. You give me a moment, Jeff. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry, I
you
got
for
your
having
name
me.
wrong. I need pronouncers for these.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Monster Media would like to thank our wonderful sponsors for helping us recognize our Rad Dads. Monster Media's Rad Dads is brought to you by Community Health Associates, strengthening families, empowering communities. The West McDowell Agency. We make ancient.
Don't be nervous, Jeff.
The Yuma Shopping Center, located in the heart
I'll
of
try.
and FanQuest.
Don't be intimidated by her. Here.
That would probably be the bigger one.
Worked in radio.
Well,
when
when
you
she
met me.
was like, did you hear her introduce, like, talking about who our guests were
No.
for the day? She's just rolling it off like he's just some dude. I'm like, wait a minute, like, this is your husband you're talking about? It's kind of weird. It's very formal. I was
I'm
like,
trying to keep it professional.
sure.
Just trying to stay in character.
Yeah.
I'm like, really, Jennifer?
Or you can take advantage of the medical financing pros at 72 months. Don't wait until your system goes down. Call the best in town. Quick refrigeration.
Telecris Plasma Resources in Yuma encourages you to share your light by donating plasma. You'll also be helping yourself while helping others. By donating plasma, you can receive
we still got about
$1,000 in your first 10 donations. When you donate, you're directly helping in the creation of life-saving medicines that help people in your local community and around the world. To find the location nearest you, go to grifolsplasma.com. That's GRIFOLS plasma.com.
Kokopah Casino and Resort is giving away fortunes of
I
cash
kept meaning
and
to send
gems.
Lenore's Brad
Every
Dad
Friday and
nomination.
Saturday between 4 and 8
I
a.m.
never
2
got
minutes
around to
per
it.
reality.
Well, JD to message me yesterday morning, she goes, I forgot.
That's how I felt when I saw the week start. I was like, what was the deadline?
Playing your favorite slots or table games with your rewards card. See the rewards
She had started it.
details.
She's like,
Kokopah
I
Casino
love
has
my
your
daddy.
fortunes of cash this summer
100,000
because
million
we
61.
love loyalty.
And it's still 61.
It's
That
always
makes a
61.
difference.
Yes.
Is that her number?
I think so. It's always 60 something. Like when she ends like in a big number, 60 blah blah blah.
All right, we ready?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
Joining us now, she is still with us from the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. Tanya Pavlik is here, and we also have Jeff Blackwell joining us. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, my husband.
You have to do that, otherwise it just sounds weird. I don't know. I don't like it when you just call him Jeff Blackwell.
Well, he's got another skill set beyond just being married to me.
Yes.
And I know that takes a lot. All right. Well, Jeff, you are, what's your official title?
Dispatch manager.
Okay, for the Yuma County Sheriff's Office.
Correct.
We're going to be talking about dispatching today.
Yes, I guess Tanya wanted to go over a little bit about what to do if you call 911 or if you end up having to call 911. We also are accepting applications now. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to do the testing process, but we are accepting apps, and I do encourage anybody that ever even thought about dispatching to please at this point get your apps in. We do need people. We need bodies in seats. We need folks that are going to set this up as their career. All you really need, if you're interested in it, is you can actually come down and talk to me. I'm Jeff Davis. He's our dispatch supervisor. You can speak with him. You can sit in. We'll have you sit in and see what you think of the job.
Okay. What are the requirements? Because there might be people thinking, it's something I've wanted to try, but I don't know if I'd be good at it, or if I have whatever education may be required.
Oh, really? It's just a high school diploma. We do ask that you have some kind of customer service would be great, some kind of situation where you have customer service and maybe some multitasking experience, waitresses.
Oh yeah, waitresses would be great at dispatching. It
Bar
involves a lot of
tenders.
multitasking.
You never would think about that.
Yep.
Yeah, and great customer service. So yeah, as Jeff was saying, you have to be 18 years or older, have a high school diploma or GED, some type of experience in customer service.
And is that application also available, like you would find the Explorer application on the website?
Yes, all of our job positions are available to be viewed on our website, and that's where you would also apply.
Well, again, it's a great opportunity. We're always looking for dispatchers. I mean, like you said, you don't know when the next testing is, but the application is there. Fill it out, bring it in, because there is so much opportunity when it comes to dispatching.
And Jeff, when someone does, and we don't always want to say, you know, when people call in, it's not always a person who's going through probably the most difficult day of their life. It might be someone else calling with information. Maybe they've witnessed an accident. They're calling about some other situation. What can they expect when they do make that call?
Well, there's a couple of things to keep in mind when you do dial 911. First of all, unfortunately, nobody calls us to say hi, and on 911, that would be the place
Proper line to do it, yeah.
Correct. When you're calling in 911, they're going to ask you questions. Please pay attention to those questions. When you call, the first thing we're going to ask you is, where is the emergency? Always have your location. And if you don't know your location, that's fine. Be ready to describe it the best you can. I mean, we do live in the desert. I'm next to this cactus sometimes is the location that we get, and we can deal with that. Please have your location ready, and that's going to be the first question. Then after that, please listen to the dispatcher. I realize some people, they are calling even if they're not involved in it. They may be a little bit more excited. Again, you're not calling for a normal situation type. You may have some stress on you. Please try to listen to what the dispatcher is asking. The dispatcher is going to ask you questions that you may not think are pertinent, but I absolutely guarantee you they are to the person that's going to be responding, or the first responder, that is either the deputy or the medical team that's responding. They need those questions answered. If you try to talk over them or skip over that question, they're just going to have to ask it again. They're not asking you silly questions. They're not asking you questions. You may not understand it, but I guarantee you it is an important question to answer. They wouldn't be asking you otherwise.
They're trying to document the information you're providing to them so they can then share it with the individual who will be likely the first on scene. And again, the more detailed information you can give as to the location, the better it can help, because we have a lot of cell phones people utilize anymore, far more than landlines, I think.
Correct. Actually, wireless is way beyond landlines any longer. The important thing to remember is, while we're wanting to keep the public safe, I mean, that is one of our ultimate goals, is making sure the public is safe. One of our opportunities, or one of our main goals also, is to keep the first responder safe. That's why those questions are being asked. Maybe your safety at that point, we understand you're in a safe position, but we need to make sure the first responder is going to be safe when he or she goes into that situation also.
Okay.
That is the utmost importance, is the public and the responder safety. That's why we ask the questions we do in the order that we ask them in.
There's a question on our Sunset Health Facebook Live feed. He's asking if there is a words per minute requirement for typing.
For the sheriff's office, there is not.
Okay.
I do not require typing skills. It's helpful. Absolutely, it is helpful. It is not necessarily the most important thing at all.
Is there an additional training that will be provided? Is it similar to like a court reporter where they have shortcut keys?
Not so much shortcut keys, but a lot of our dispatching now is actually, technology has come so far that it's basically point and click. It really is. There is typing. You still type in an address, but it's not in sentence form. You're not typing an address in a sentence form. So it's the new term that they use is keystrokes.
Okay.
Keystrokes per minute. That's what is more important than anything, because you're not typing. I'm not typing out a book, thankfully, because I sure couldn't do it if I was doing it. So. We don't type that way, so that's not a requirement. You do take a test. It's called a Criticall test. I urge anybody that's interested, please Google Criticall. I'm not pushing them at all, but they have some testing, and you see what they test for. It's basically the quickest way we can assess if you can do more than one thing at a time, because
Okay.
unfortunately that is what you do have to
Again,
do as a dispatcher.
multitasking is extremely important for
And,
this
and
job.
I'm
Oh,
glad
yes.
that you gave some examples of who might be great at dispatching, because a lot of times, you know, they hear dispatching and it's kind of formal. They might be a little intimidated to apply, like, this is not for me. I have to have all of these credentials. They do all of these things, but you don't know unless you try. And it's really, as long as you're a good multitasker, it could be something for you.
And all the training is provided on the job by the dispatchers.
Absolutely. The training, we will train you the way we want you, and we will mold you the way we want you. I mean, that is the purpose, and any dispatch center does that. Terry brought up an excellent point. Just because you don't have a job where you do that and you think, can you multitask? I did not have a job where I multitasked before I started at the sheriff's office, and I just happened to work into dispatching, and it was something I enjoyed and was good at. You don't need those jobs if you don't have them. Just you yourself know, are you able to do a couple of things at a time? Those jobs are excellent proving grounds for that. There are some excellent jobs, the call center jobs, the waitresses, waiters. There are certainly some jobs out there that you're proving it every day in, but just because you don't have one of those doesn't mean you can't. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what it's like to go through a day where, anything happens, from shootings to car wrecks to so forth, to where you're calling out the ME, unfortunately, for a circumstance. That all is part of it. Maybe you can do the multitasking great, but mentally, it's just...
It could be a lot.
It is. This job is just unfortunate enough. Just like being patrol. Patrol deputy takes a certain... there's a certain niche to it, too. And it's just like dispatch. It takes a certain person and a personality. Sometimes, well, some say it's an unhinged personality a little bit, but the only way I can tell you is to come in and give it a shot. If it's something you've been interested in, come in and talk to me, come in and look at our dispatch center, talk to Jeff, talk to Tanya. She is absolutely, she'll get you to the right person at the very least.
And
Tanya
Cindy
will.
says, also needed to handle stress and multi-levels and stay calm.
Yes.
Which is very true, very true.
The biggest thing is staying calm. I mean, you're handling a situation that it's unfolding by the minute. As long as you need to stay calm, because again, if I'm dispatching, and Senior Deputy Husk is in here, and I point to him since he's a deputy. If we're dispatching him and I'm suddenly screaming out of my lungs, he's not going to, A, be able to understand me, and B, it's not going to send him in a very good mood.
We're not going to set the stage very well. Well, let's
Absolutely.
slide the mic over, Jeff. We're going to talk with Senior Deputy Husker right now, and we're going to be talking about recruiting for patrol. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We are fabulous. We're glad to have you here, and we know that we've seen many agencies nationwide are on the hunt for people right now. They're looking for qualified individuals to come fill these positions. And here locally, we're not immune to that at all. We need officers with the police department, with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. All of our agencies are looking to hire. If there's someone is listening or watching us right now, what words of advice or information could you share that might really kind of make things click and have them say, I think I might like to be a deputy?
We're always looking for those individuals who enjoy helping. First and foremost, we are here for the public. On a day-to-day, during various calls, we're here to serve the community. And those that enjoy helping, making a difference, those are kind of the individuals we're looking for.
Well, we always like to encourage people too. Maybe someone they've been interested in a career in law enforcement, but they don't necessarily think they have what it takes. Maybe they want something different than being in patrol. So they're looking at records or dispatching or something in admin. But the same applies. You may have individuals who want that excitement of being out on the road. You're never going to have 2 days that are the same in a row.
Not at all. Not at all. Every day that we go to work is completely different than the day before. From going to various calls, some days are harder than others. Some days are, I guess, more action, quote unquote, than others. And then some days are very monotonous. So that's, again, there's a lot of freedom that goes along with it, with going all over the different county areas and getting to meet a lot of different individuals.
And I bet you do. You get to meet all different kinds of personalities.
Very much so, yes.
Now, how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
Cumulatively, I just passed my 10-year mark,
Okay.
and I've been on patrol for just coming up on 7 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, what are the requirements if someone is interested in applying to be a deputy?
So currently requirements, you have to be have your high school GED. To test for us, you have to have a clean background, no criminal history. When you apply with us, the initial testing would be a written examination that I believe is the equivalency of a high school GED test, and then also a physical portion of the testing, which is the Arizona POPAT, the Peace Officer Physical Aptitude Test. And that consists of 5 different physical events, kind of maybe a day-to-day or some of the worst kind of calls is to kind of simulate a foot pursuit. We have a chain link fence, a 6-foot chain link fence jump, a 6-foot solid wall, a 99-yard obstacle course, a 500-yard run, and then a 165-pound dummy drag. And those are all to simulate, officer down,
Yeah.
foot pursuits,
Situations you might encounter.
situations that you might encounter in the day-to-day job. We do have a very physical, demanding job.
And you're wearing a lot of gear on top of that too.
The gear that I'm currently wearing is anywhere from 30 to 35 pounds or so, with the Kevlar vests and all the Batman belt accessories that I have on. So.
And if someone is interested, say they already have their peace officer certification, they're coming from another agency in the state of Arizona, would it just be a matter of applying and they wouldn't have to go through any kind of academy?
Yes, so the academy, once you take all the different testing, and if you are selected, you go to a 20-week law enforcement certification academy. If you already have that certification, you still have to test with us, go through the written and the physical agility, but then your academy would be waived as far as once you made it through the process.
Okay. And we are very fortunate in our area that we do have the Law Enforcement Academy at Arizona Western College. Just that collaboration with our agencies and even some that aren't agencies from the Yuma area. They're sending their officers down here. It's a more affordable way, but also they get that necessary training too. But again, multiple opportunities available. If you look back, would you do it all over?
Absolutely. I love my job and I love the things that I get to do. And I love meeting new faces every day, and I like the type of calls where I get to make a difference and, makes you feel nice inside. So.
And you understand the importance of the collaboration with the dispatchers.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my wife is actually a former dispatcher, so I absolutely understand the hardships they go through in dispatch and the things that they do for us on the road. They are immeasurable.
That's an important partnership that people might not always think about. Well, again, multiple opportunities with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, starting young all the way from the Explorer up to additional positions, and always the opportunity to climb. And that's one of the amazing things. You can stay here in the community, and all of you, have families here. So it's very important that we support the people that we have here too. Exactly. And these agencies. It's tough for all of them right now. But again, Tanya, what is the website for the Yuma County Sheriff's Office?
It's www.yumacountysheriff.org.
Super
All right.
easy.
And you can always follow them on social media too. I know you've been sharing other opportunities. They have openings for nurses
Yes.
on occasion, and people don't always think of that. Well, there's the jail.
Exactly.
So we need nurses. We're looking for detention officers, dispatchers. We just opened up applications for deputies again. So we're going to be hiring some deputies as well. And we're looking for auto technicians. So we have a multitude of range for the people that we're hiring. So go out to the website and see if that's something that might fit what you already have.
And remember, if you're out and about and you're driving anywhere, be aware of your surroundings. We don't want you to refer to the cactus, the green cactus by the hill.
I'm rocking the West.
Again, they're going to have to work a little harder to get out there. But in any case, try and provide information on where you're at.
Yes,
So,
that's a
in
good
Yuma,
idea.
we're known for saying by the broken fence near the restaurant that serves this or that food. So, but sometimes
usually
it can
pretty
help.
good at that.
It can help. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. We are going to take our Village Inn Pizza Parlor selfie out in the courtyard, and we'll be back talking cats. One of my favorite topics on Today in Yuma on Z93 and Outlaw Country.
I need to see your rifle.
Oh, Teresa might need to talk to you for a second too.
I'll tell you outside.
It's not bad. He looks scared. You scared him.